Well, hello again, sports fans. This is another test of my new Quantum 6-channel diversity receiver, this time with the Tek-Sumo. The poor old Tek-Sumo has been in the wars a bit, and last time out I managed to rip a wing off and glue it back on, but it doesn't look like I spent enough time trimming it, because during this flight it had a tendency to want to go right, and I had very little left hand aileron authority. But anyway, it's not about the Tek-Sumo, it's about the receiver. So the intention was to see how far I could get with the new receiver. So it's a Quantum Overlord. It's got 6 antennas, 5 patch antennas arranged in a pentagon around a central cloverleaf. It selects the strongest signal and pumps it out through a couple of AV outputs. It takes a 2200 milliamp battery and has a couple of auxiliary power outlets. So I tried it out yesterday with my quadcopter and was able to get out to about 2.3 kilometers with no video problems at all. But this time it's just going to be a straight flight out past the mountain, and hopefully I'll be able to get out to the 7 kilometers I've been able to achieve with my previous multiple receiver rig. This one's a lot simpler, a lot less lead, so if I can get the same performance out of this, I'd much rather go with this. But I've never tried patch antennas before, so it's all a bit new for me. So the takeoff's a bit difficult. The plane just wants to climb, so it's heading skywards. I managed to get it under control, but it's really badly out of trim. It just wants to fly right, but I decide, I can control it enough to just do a straight flight out past the mountain and back again. So that's what I do. I just start heading straight out. I'm heading for that valley to the left of Mount Tennant Peak that you can see there. And lovely day, bit of wind coming from the right. So here we are coming up on a kilometre. The video's pretty good. I'm up at about 300 metres, which is a lot lower than I usually am when I'm heading out to the mountain, but because I'm not going anywhere near the peak, I figure it's probably going to be high enough. So the trims are so badly off that even with the stabiliser on, I'm constantly having to make corrections to keep the plane level, and when it does go off track, it's really hard to bring it back. So we're coming up on 2 kilometres here. The video is still not too bad, getting a little bit scratchy at times, but it seems to bring itself good. So I've decided to keep on going. So just coming up on 2.5 kilometres here. The video starts to break up a bit at this point. I see a bit of graininess, and then the screen actually drops out at some point, and I'm a bit disappointed. But I reach up and just give it a 5 or 10 degree turn, and the picture comes back quite strongly, so I keep on going. While I was concentrating on that, the plane decided to head off to the right, as you can see here. It's heading straight to the mountain. I'm putting in full left aileron and it's not having any reaction at all, so I decided to go with the turn and basically let it have its head, and hopefully I'll be able to straighten it out when I'm back on course again, which is coming up now. So she does straighten out and I'll keep on going. So that's that valley that I'm flying down. As you can see, it still wants to go right, and I'm having to constantly bring it back to the left to stay level. So as I start to get near the 4 kilometre mark, the video starts to break up again, and I start having another twiddle with the antenna array to see if I can improve things. So I'm not really paying much attention to what's going on with the plane, other than I know that it is turning towards the mountain. So when the screen goes blank, I flip the switch to put it in return to home mode. But now that I've reviewed the video, I can see that it had actually put itself into fail-safe mode. You can hear the motor revving as it went into its fail-safe setting, and it's apparent that I'm actually behind the mountain. So that tendency to go right has actually taken me in behind the mountain and cut off my UHF signal for the plane's radio. And it looks like I was very lucky that the fail-safe return to home actually brought me past the side of the mountain. It didn't look like it missed it by much. So the video obviously comes good and stays good for the rest of the trip home. And I take the opportunity for a bit of a rest and a chat with the 2 guys who were with me at the field while I had the flight, in blissful ignorance of the close call I've just had. So the trip back's pretty uneventful until I get close to home and take control and try and bring it down for landing, and then the bad trims come back to bite me on the backside. It takes me quite a while to get it down close to the ground, and then when I do, keeping it level on the approach is pretty hard, and I end up just putting it into the grass, and I'm feeling happy that it's still in one piece. So after the flight, I was pretty well convinced that 4 kilometres was the limit for this unit, but now that I've reviewed the video, I can see that the signal was being interrupted by the mountain, and it wasn't really a fair test. So I'm going to set the Tek-Sumo up properly so that it flies straight and level, and take her out for another go sometime after Christmas. But yeah, 4 kilometres is still pretty good, but I do think there's more in it. So we will see in the new year. So Merry Christmas.